most of the time, I think.
It's like literally 9:01.
Is it 9:01? We are on. Hope you guys are having a good night. We got like a pro setup here now.
Colors better.
Getting there. Colors way better. Yeah. Thank you, Jamie, for pointing me out that. So it's kind of interesting to see so we can actually see ourselves and see what's
Yeah, I don't know if I like seeing myself like that. And I don't know if I like the orange.
The orange is okay. You look pretty.
Oh, thanks, baby.
Your lipstick goes with it. Nice. Nice. It's all good.
How's your
Hope
day?
you guys are having a good night. Welcome to
yeah.
Bars Open with Beth and Greg.
I'm Beth.
And I'm Greg.
Cheers.
Cheers. Hey.
Shut up.
You know what happened last time?
Shut up.
Everybody knows what happened last time.
A ghost did it.
We were talking about ghost adventures. Let me drink.
That's what I
Cheers,
said.
you guys.
Cheers. I get lipstick on my nose. I took a drink and my lip went pink.
How did that happen? I don't know. It's all good. We got some fun stuff to talk about tonight. So, guys, thank you so much for chiming in, cheering in, whatever you want to call it.
Joining us.
Yep. Put my phone away so we don't have to see that thing buzzing and beeping and everything. What's going on, Dan? Got a few people on already. Angie, what's happening? Kevin, what's going on?
Hey, Angie. Pretty girl.
You guys are having a great night. We're just chilling. It's Wednesday, so just kind of hump day, but I can't believe how fast the year is going. It's insane. It's insane.
Well, I feel like we just started October, and now we got to start getting ready for the wedding at the end of the month.
Right. And then, yeah, exactly. So it's gonna be Halloween pretty quick here. We're going to be...
I love that people are starting to put the Halloween decorations
You know what's
out
fucked
now.
up is I'm already jumping in. So for work, I'm already planning like my
2021
end of year things that are starting to happen.
I planned my first meeting for 2021.
I've planned
last
meetings
week.
for the end of the year, through the end of the year. We're planning on, and just the work that I do has a lot of project stuff to it. So we're trying to coordinate times and delivery schedules and all that. And one of the things, it's like, holy shit. So that's 2 or 3 weeks out of the end of the year. So we're like dealing with a month and a half of actual time to work because if you are
but I thought it
taking
was
a
crazy
month
that I
or
put
week
a
off
meeting for February of 2021 already.
Right. Isn't that nuts?
Yes.
It's nuts. I don't know how you guys are dealing with it. I was up here messing with all this stuff and I looked out the window and it was already dark.
Oh, no gecko.
No gecko tonight. He'll be here. Don't worry. The gecko, the infamous gecko.
Part of our
so guys,
audience
thank
now.
you so much for joining in. Julia, what's happening? Lauren, what's going on? So we'll jump into shit today. So first things first, real quick, just go out. We've got the bars open on, I almost said MySpace.
What?
We don't have a MySpace page.
I never even used MySpace. I've never seen MySpace.
Almost said it.
Did you have a MySpace?
No. On Instagram, but they should bring that shit back, I think.
I don't think it was a moneymaker.
The dude sold it for $500 million.
I mean, it made
money
him money,
somewhere.
but obviously
it
didn't.
So Instagram, check that out.
Who bought it? Do you know?
I don't remember. It's
And where did it
very,
go?
very famous, but I don't remember. I think Justin Timberlake owns part of it now.
Really?
It's just sitting out there. Dude, it was a great platform. You could go out and add music to your shit. And,
on MySpace?
Yeah, it was.
So
pretty
it's
cool.
still around?
I think it's actually theoretically still around. I don't have it. If you guys have one, I don't know.
I'd have to check it
but
out.
check it out on Instagram and then the YouTube
YouTube.
page. Yeah, I've been dropping a lot of stuff out there, so it's kind of fun. Kind of getting into that realm of, doing videos and doing short little snippets and stuff like that. Oh, write a note down.
Okay.
For the other YouTube thing or the other Alexa thing that we need to talk about. Leanne sent over.
Oh, that's Siri.
Or was it Ask Siri? Okay, we'll
Siri.
try that in a little bit. So big topic of the day here in Texas, at least, and I know in a lot of places.
It's nationwide.
I know. Not everywhere.
I think it is.
Not everywhere has 2-week early voting. Texas sat in line yesterday for 2 hours and 45 minutes?
Yeah, two and a
to
half.
go vote. So it was
I'm
interesting.
going to wait, and maybe hopefully next week it'll be a little slower.
What I did see is everybody has the Nextdoor app and all that shit. And
They're
see
sharing.
all the crap that's going on.
So I know when I went to the gym yesterday, I got there about 4:55 because I could not find a parking space.
Yeah.
But somebody was
Because
pulling out,
everybody's
and
parking.
the owner's husband was like, right here. He saved it for me, so I got front row. But One of the girls I know from the gym was actually walking back, and she said this is almost 5:00, so people are probably
they're either getting out of work
kids.
and going there, or they're
home with their
and
family. You went at like
11.
Yeah, I was gonna say
11 or
noon.
12. It was almost noon, so lunchtime.
So
and
maybe
it was
I go
wrapped around the building.
Next Wednesday I go at 5
and we live in a relatively small town.
Well, Bear County, according to the news today, had 30,000 people already vote.
Right. So that's Bear County, and I've got some stats here. So it's kind of interesting how it's bumped up over the past.
So it did come down today.
years.
I was wondering, as it goes by, is it going to go down?
It probably, because you're going to have the enthusiasm of people going out like, I'm fucking voting, kind of like how I was.
I was super excited that people were voting and that it was taking. Because
they
tried to scare everybody to not go vote.
Just had to be patient.
Don't go vote, you'll die.
And so a couple like 4 years, the past 4 votes or whatever. 2008, there was 83,000.
This is at the end that early vote of
By
early
the
voting.
end
of early voting.
Of early voting,
Okay.
yes. So that was a 4.3% turnout. 12 was 99,000, 4.9%.
Awesome.
It jumped last year, so there was definitely some more enthusiasm.
Not last year, 16.
In 16, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
last
4 years ago.
4 years ago. 141K, so it jumped up 42,000, right?
Yep.
So that's a pretty big jump.
Yep.
This year it's jumped 60,000. It went to 204,
Which
and that
is
was only by
8.3%
3
At 3
p.m.
p.m. Yeah.
Right? So 8.3% turnout. So I would say.
I wonder, will they start using any of that polling information?
What do you mean, like
in the early voting?
future,
No,
or you just start hearing about it? Yeah,
about
absolutely.
where the votes are going.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, yeah, each side's going to play it on its own, right?
Right.
But I just think the enthusiasm,
No, I was
and I'm just
excited.
happy as shit that people are actually going out to vote, regardless. I don't give a shit if you're a Democrat.
Right.
I don't give a shit if you're Republican, Independent.
Whatever.
You don't want to fucking vote? Don't go vote. That's on you.
But you can't bitch if you don't vote. Vote if you don't vote.
Well,
Nope.
there's another side to that. If you want to be
me,
kind of
you can't bitch to me if you didn't
apolitical, where you're just trying to be have a view from all sides, and you're
You
doing
should still
but
vote.
you're doing something about it, and you're still being
What do you mean by
like
when you
news,
say doing something
a
about it?
true newscaster or something like that should be kind of apolitical. They shouldn't really talk about. They should
shouldn't
talk
talk about their
the politics,
preferences.
Their preferences.
They should still vote.
Yeah, just don't
Everybody
talk.
should.
You're right.
Everybody should
Yeah,
still vote.
you're right.
Because if you don't vote, in my mind, you didn't put your opinion out there. You can't really complain about when it ended up happening because you could have been highly unlikely, but you could have been the vote that rocked the boat.
Rock the vote.
Right. Remember old school,
Rock
wasn't
the
that like
boat?
1990s when MTV was like,
Oh,
rock
yeah.
the vote?
Yeah, absolutely.
But, you literally could be the one vote that either changes your state or
Right.
changes the overall election.
So
not really.
Yeah, just
but,
go out and do your thing. If you want to do it,
Gotta be
do
dramatic
it. You
a
know,
little bit.
fuck it, whatever.
No,
Mail it
don't
in.
say if you don't. If you don't, do it anyways. It's your civic duty.
It is.
And it's
Just like when
it's
was the
a
last
right.
time you were on a jury? That's your civic duty,
I've
honey.
never been on a jury. I've had jury duty, so I have
How many
done
times
my
did you
civic
skate
duty.
out of that shit?
Well, what do you mean by skate?
Like,
I just speak
I'm
honestly from my heart
busy.
and say
Never done
I
it.
believe in the long arm of the law.
Oh, then you get-
I'm raised in a law enforcement
And then you
family.
just say fuck it and like.
and they're
I'm
like,
not-
Ms. Castro, you're no longer needed. We appreciate your time.
right.
What do you mean? The defense doesn't want me? That's normally what happens.
Oh. It's all good.
And do I
It was
really
just
feel that
interesting
way,
to
or
see,
do I just
because
say
it was-
that
it
to
was-
get out of being in jury duty?
Maybe
I guess it depends on but you don't know the case before you.
plead the fifth. Start pleading the fifth.
I
all
cannot
good.
take one stance or another before I know what the case is.
It's awesome. So let's get into some other stuff. Workouts, man. Workouts been kicking our asses. You got your ass kicked at the gym
Dude.
yesterday
Monday too.
and Monday.
I'm sort of Dave from
How
Monday.
are you guys doing with your workouts? It's kind of a question. It's like here in Texas, or at least where we're around where we're at, they're starting to get back into like a regular rhythm, a flow. There's no like some gyms have the mask mandates. The bigger gyms, the smaller ones, it's
I don't.
wash
we
your
have.
shit.
If you get out of your zone, you have to wear your mask.
Yeah, your little square or whatever.
Don't lose your wine this time, Beth. Thanks.
What's
Dan.
that?
Dan said, "Don't lose your wine this time, Beth."
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks, Dan.
Sorry. I almost brought her a sippy cup.
Ah, screw you.
It was funny.
Here, I'm gonna,
but I was still finding shit all over the boards and stuff over here. But anyway. I can neither confirm nor deny.
I was like,
part of that whole thing.
I don't know if it was my mess
She
or a
was
mess
part
that
of
you
it.
made.
What?
What?
There's photo, video evidence.
I know, but
photo
you
and
spill,
video.
You spill a lot too. So.
But it's here.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I cannot confirm nor deny that the
It's
mess
all
you were
good.
finding
So
is
your
mine.
coach, you just had hard workouts. Like, the dog jumped on her lap tonight and she about cried because my legs.
It was like over, what did I said, I think I did like over 200 squats on Monday. Peeing sucks right now. Like you literally go to pee and you're like, all right, I'm just going to flop down.
Just grab the toilet
and then you
yourself
push off.
down.
Oh, it's so bad. So bad.
My workout, it was fun last night. I went to jiu-jitsu last night, and it's kind of a funny thing. I've always wanted to know, like, okay, so I'm a white belt. I've been doing it for about a year, a little over a year, with our quarantine time off.
Right.
But my coach, John, he's a black belt. The dude's a ninja. He knows every little move and all the other shit you can do. So he came up and he was like, let's roll, whatever. And it was just a whole class of rolling. So we're just working through each other and kind of working out. But I asked him straight point blank, and I was like, John,
don't coach me. Kick my ass right now.
I was like, I really want to know what the difference is. Like how quickly could you take me out? Like, if you wanted to. He's like, what do you mean?
Submit you.
I was like, how fast can you submit me?
Right.
And me, like, I was trying.
Right.
And I was trying hard,
Now,
too.
is he a lot bigger than you?
No, he's fucking 140 pounds.
Is he
I'm
taller than
180.
you?
Nope.
No?
He's like maybe my height.
He's 140 pounds.
Yep.
He makes you look fat, babe.
Makes me look fat. I've got muscle on me, man.
So he's skinny?
He's
is
a
he
thin
skinny?
dude.
Is he
yeah,
thin?
he's just a thin dude.
Okay.
But he's just a goddamn ninja is the problem. It's funny because I was like, literally, I wanted to know how fast it was, like 15 seconds.
So when you have skill, does that mean that you don't necessarily need the strength behind it then?
When you're
because
that
you know
skilled,
okay,
yeah, he could tell where I was moving
right
before I knew I was
probably
moving
because
there.
you were doing like I used to do in Taekwondo, where I would like look where I was going to hit and
No,
it
it
would
had
let
nothing
everybody
to do
know
that
where I was
because-
going.
Yeah, so yeah. So there's a point to that, right? So I go for an arm. He knew exactly what I was going to try and do. He could
Right.
read that. How many hours, thousands of hours, has he spent in the gym, right?
Right.
Like just perfecting jujitsu skills, right?
Right.
That's what it takes to become a black belt in that skill.
Right.
13, 14
How old
years.
is he? Would you guess?
I think he's 33 or 34
Okay.
now. Yeah,
Right.
so I think that's what he said. Or something right around there.
Okay.
But when you start thinking about it, you're like, all right, so I've been doing it for a year. I'm 44. Fuck, I'm going to be 60. Like Al Bundy age. Al Bundy's got his black belt in jiu-jitsu.
From when?
He just got it a couple years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep, through 10th Planet. Yep.
Did you look and see when he started? Like, does
Sorry,
it say
took him
circa
16
1920
years.
or?
It took him 16 years to
Oh,
get
wow.
it. Because he was
So-
acting and doing all the other stuff on top of it.
So you could by early
Yeah.
by 60 have
60-ish.
a black
Figure
belt.
16 on
Good
top of
gravy. I don't know
working.
that I do anything that long for just a black belt. I don't mean just a black belt, but you know what I
No,
mean.
it's a life. It's an absolute
because like how
lifestyle.
quickly did we get? It took us
Took us like a year and a half, 2 years
2 years
to get
our black belts in
yeah,
Taekwondo.
Oreo, which is the black.
No,
and
I
white.
meant full on
Yeah,
black belt. Like
maybe
I'm a
like
first degree black belt. It took me probably 2.5 years.
2 years, something like that, to
Okay.
get your black
See
belt. in
that
Taekwondo.
that's more my speed. Like
Yeah, it was interesting, but it really was interesting because from there on out, he
Just
every
whooped your
fucking
ass.
15, 20 seconds, I was submitted. Tap tap.
Ding, ding, ding. I'm good, sir. Thank
Tap,
you. May
tap.
I have another.
One of them, I don't even know what he did. He just took my head with this way, went my arm this way, my leg was over the back, and I was like, all right, I don't even know what that is. I'm just tapping because I don't know what to do. Right?
You didn't ask him? Like, what did you do? Like,
No,
you
because
didn't-
you just keep going.
Oh.
You basically just like slap like sideways high five and knuckle bump, and you just keep going and going and going and going.
How do you start?
You can start like there's a million different ways. You can start up,
Okay.
like when you're standing.
Right.
You can start like down. So
How do you guys start?
It just depends on kind of the person.
So it's
you
not like
ask.
wrestling where
Like you can start out like kind of grappling,
Right.
and tripping and
Okay.
coming down and
All
stuff
right.
like that. So it just depends on how you want to start. I know Sammy got some video. I'm hoping he put some out from last night. So he was walking
that's
around with
funny.
his camera set, but it was fun, and that was kind of one of the things. It's like you really need to, and I try and bring this back to just like my regular life. It's like I'm really good at a lot of things, but on some things you're just not like you think you're good until somebody else comes in and they're the pro at it. You know what I mean? Like get to that level. They are pros.
Right.
Like I wouldn't ask him to come into my work and be like, "Hey, show me what I'm doing." You know, it's
Right.
different skill sets.
That's his
right?
career.
That's his career, yeah.
Right.
So it's really interesting. It's fun.
That's good.
So anyway,
Well, I'm glad you enjoy it, but I still think it's funny that you come home and
like my hands still
well, when
hurt
I
today.
went to
and-
kiss you goodnight last night and you tried to sit up from the lean that you were in on the couch with your feet up on the arm, you're like, oh, that hurts. Oh, that hurts. Yep, even my arms hurt. And I was like, oh, good
Hands hurt,
gravy.
arms hurt,
Your
back
feet
hurts.
hurt, everything. And normally you come home with so many mat burns.
Yeah, dude, you drag your feet across it, whatever. Toes are gone.
I don't understand why you just don't tape all your toes.
Some people do. I don't know. I
Because
don't.
they're smart.
Yeah, I don't know. What's up, Bill? How you doing, man? Hey, Bill's into some martial arts too. I've been seeing that on his Facebook.
So I don't get them quickly. I don't get the updates quickly.
It's just
Oh,
it's right
shit.
there. It's all good. PSA. Hey, Beth's gonna do a quick PSA for us.
not really
Public
a-
service announcement.
It's breast awareness, right?
Yeah.
You were the one that really put that, and then you were like, I'm going to let you talk
Breast
about it. I'm
cancer awareness.
Like, why can't you talk about boobies?
Because you've got them.
Yeah, but you play with them.
This is true. We could both talk about them. How I like to play with them.
No.
And you need to play with them for a different reason.
Right. Well, yeah, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
That make you hot?
And so it's really, and I am very guilty of this. I do not do monthly self-exams. And you're supposed to. I mean, they bore that into you from like probably 14.
You need an assistant?
No, because you would be doing it for a different reason and not paying
No, it could be
attention.
strictly for
Oh, yes.
science
I'm sure
and
that you
medical
probably would not
purposes.
defer from that whatsoever. No. I don't. I mean, are you going
Just
to come
saying.
are you going to come in the shower with me cuz that's when you're supposed to do it?
Why? That's just what they tell you. Same thing with dudes
Well-
having to grab their nuts and do the same
You have to
thing.
grab your nuts and shit? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
How often are you supposed to grab your nuts? And what are you looking
Like-
for?
Bumps, lumps,
like a breast.
it basically is.
Yeah.
They're just. I wouldn't say they're mini breasts. That'd be weird.
No. I
No.
don't think they are either. But so yeah, so
Go get checked out.
I usually end up doing it about twice a year.
Right.
I'm
But
good.
you're
I'm
supposed to get,
committed.
it's like a reminder to do mammograms.
It
and
is
all that other
mammograms
stuff.
over a certain age. You're supposed to get them every year. I think it's 45 instead of is when you start getting them, and it's every couple years. And then when you hit, I think like 50, you're supposed to get them every year.
Yeah.
Make sure you're getting your well woman checkup. Most of the time, it's 100% covered by your insurance if you have insurance.
Yeah. It's like sometimes most physicals, like annually. you
Right.
get a
Well,
checkup,
and here's
but
why
yeah.
it's really important. And so TMI, guys, sorry. I just got back on birth control, right? You
Yeah.
know, and at my age, getting back on birth control increases my risk for breast cancer. And so I really need to be committed to making sure I'm doing my due diligence.
I'll help.
I'm sure you'll help, baby.
It's all good.
Probably not for the right reason.
Stop it. But one of the.
What did you put
one of the
6% or under
stats-
40? Is that
So 6% of breast cancer,
survivors?
just
or
people that are
cases?
diagnosed with
Okay.
breast cancer, 6% of women are under 40 years old.
You know what's crazy is I had
So
friends that
it's
when I was
something
in
to
my
consider.
30s, so I was probably like 33, and I know one girl that was 28.
That's what I'm saying.
So
Like,
young.
Yeah, it can happen. And it's just you need to be careful.
And
And
it didn't use
a lot of this is it preventable? Maybe it's not preventable, but
it's
at least
detectable.
diagnosed.
It's
They can
detectable
diagnose it.
early onset, and that changes the outcome for
Right. So if
everything.
you catch it early.
And for some people, it's genetic, and so if you have a history of breast cancer in your family, they can test you now to see if you have the gene. And then if you have the gene, there's several
Then you can
different.
take action.
Then there's several different options. Angelina Jolie had the gene, so she had
a double mastectomy
Right.
ahead of time.
right because she just didn't want to risk it.
Right. But
and
yeah,
so
just be smart. I mean, and if
crazy.
you have family members, whatever.
just
know.
do your due diligence.
Yeah, so-
It shouldn't take more than a couple minutes a month. So, and it could save your life.
We could just have fun. Cheers.
That's not the same thing, honey bunny.
Well, it is. And I'd be like, hey, you have
And
a
you're going
lump.
to tell me, hey, I felt this big lump right here. I didn't
Cheers,
feel
guys.
it there last month because you're going to pay that much attention.
I'm a scientist.
I'm sure.
It's all for science.
For free, right?
For science.
You're a free scientist.
What's the Travelocity survey? There was a Travelocity
crazy.
survey
It's
that
kinda
you
funny.
read about
And
travel
again,
over the holidays.
You know how I feel about these surveys because not in all my life, and we are Travelocity people that use the
app.
app and or the site. I didn't get this survey. Did you?
I don't think I've given a shit. I haven't looked at my email, my personal email, in like a while, so maybe it came. I don't know.
So they did a 2020 holiday travel survey, and they were really part of me chuckled. So let me just go through the stats. So 60% said they will not travel home for holidays. So they're not going to go see family, basically.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming it's because of COVID and not because they don't like their family. But 1 in 3 said won't celebrate holiday at all. You won't celebrate the holidays at all? Because
just shut your life down.
I mean,
just
seriously,
like
if I was your kid, I'd be like, fuck you, I want turkey. Go get me a turkey. I'll make the damn turkey.
Right. What are they going to get? Nuggets from McDonald's? No,
they're not going to celebrate. It'll be just another Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's will be just another day for them, apparently. 1 in 3, I was like, they're Scrooges anyways. They probably don't even celebrate when it's not COVID.
Maybe that's kind of the thing.
1 in 4 said they planned a personal vacation before the year's end.
They
which
did.
They have. Yeah, they have planned.
A quarter of the people on
right.
the planet, on Earth, whatever.
On Earth, but I thought it was funny, but because they said before the year ends. But I'm like, 60% won't travel, but 1 in 4 will. Okay. So they will plan, and we're those people. We have trips planned. We're flying.
Yeah.
We're flying. 45%.
It's not for the holidays, but it's for something else.
No, well, it's during the holiday season, though.
Is that technically?
The Halloween on is holiday season.
Is it?
So,
okay.
yeah. So we're traveling during the holiday season. 45% of families with kids under the age of 18 plan on leisure trips later this year. What I really think they mean is later. I'm like later this year or later in 2021.
It says later this year, so I would say probably just
but there's only 3 months. But if 60% aren't traveling, how are 45% of families with children then going to travel later this year?
You're going to do a leisure trip.
What does that mean?
Like a weekend getaway.
Maybe it's a car.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like a road trip.
Well, because I know a lot of people they've even said like a lot of Airbnbs have gone up. Like people aren't traveling, but they're getting out of their house and going to an Airbnb in their same city that has a pool. So maybe maybe something like that.
Mini vacation, right?
Yeah.
If you had kids and you were locked down for this fucking long, you haven't done something, man. It's like I could understand that. Yeah.
So they said but then again, 30% will travel by car and only 20% will travel on airlines. So it was surprising there was only a 10% difference.
Weird, kind of. And that's where
Well, that's where the numbers to me crack me up because I'm like, none of this adds up to 100%.
Yeah. So it's how you respond to the
numbers they had, maybe
surveys,
I don't know.
stuff like that. Yeah,
but I mean,
it's still interesting to hear.
We typically tend to drive because you like to drive.
Well, when we go to like Colorado or something like that, we bring our dogs.
But when we do Phoenix or we do short weekend trips, like when we go to Virginia, we're flying because it's being pink.
It's also a long way. Yeah, you can't drive. It takes for us. We take 2 days to get it. Pretty much fucking anywhere. So. Because I like to drive, and that's kind of one of the things.
Because I like to drive.
Logan said that he had a friend who is 30 that was cleared of breast cancer, so congratulations.
Oh, that's awesome.
Cheers to your friend.
Yeah, cheers.
Awesome. That's scary as shit.
Well, you know what's kind of crazy, and it makes me think, because when you work in corporate America, it's astounding how many times you hear women have breast cancer when you work in a group. We
have a big...
We do, but even in just my various areas that I've been, there's always somebody. MRT, I had 2 people that got diagnosed. In my NMS days, I had one of my managers got diagnosed. It's more. I think I don't know that it's more common or prevalent, but you hear about it more now because it's not so taboo, and they're really pushing for people to talk about it because that gets the word out to
remember at the office, it was, I know we're going back on subject, but Logan, thank you for sharing that. It's really important.
That's awesome. That's a celebration, definitely.
Yeah, right. I mean, even at the office, they'd have the
mammogram,
the
mammography, mobile. It's mobile on-site mammography.
They'd bring a big-ass bus out there, and they would do it there.
And it gets full.
Yeah.
Because I tried one time, I joined late, and they were like, we got one spot. You could be here at 7:30. I was like, I'll take it.
Yeah, so I think it's ultra important. So that's going back.
And that's kind of the problem with working from home is because I'm due for one, but I'm not at the office where I can go get it. So now I have to go out of my way. Yeah. And come on, am I going to really take 2 hours out of my day?
That's probably like the majority of folks. They have to go out of their way
Oh, no.
to go to the doctors. Whereas,
Well, yes and no, because they have that mom for a reason, so that women can be convenienced to get it done. Because if you make it easy, women will get it done.
right. What
So
I'm saying
a
is, like,
lot of businesses do it.
way more convenient for you than it is if you say you worked at like H-E-B
McDonald's
or
or
something
HEB.
like that.
Well,
Yeah.
HEB might even bring one for them because they are a
know.
huge corporation. They're
Yeah.
not small.
I don't know. Go get yourself
Yeah,
checked.
get checked.
Check
however
your
you get
boobs.
checked.
Check your nuts. Check your butts.
No,
Don't check your own butts. That's weird.
nor will you check mine.
No. No.
All right. Anyway, so
Somebody's going to drop it.
Travelocity.
I know somebody's going to drop the statement in the comments
What
here.
statement?
I'm not going to say it on
Oh.
our show.
What?
It's on another show.
All right.
They talk about it.
But
hey,
oh, geez, Louise.
you can go check out the Ross Patterson Revolution for that one.
So travel, especially if you have kids. Don't make some memories.
Fuck yeah.
Enjoy them.
Dude, you can be. There are ways right now that you can go out and do things
Right, and be safe.
and be safe
And smart.
smart.
Yep.
Bring your goddamn hand sanitizer. Bring your mask. Whatever you
Dude,
think you need to do.
I'm probably almost over the top with my hand sanitizer when I'm out in public.
I'm not.
Gas up, hand
I
sanitizer.
just
Go into
wash my
CVS
fucking
and use the
hands.
thing to get my coupons, hand sanitizer. Go to the pharmacy to pick up
Mike.
medicine, hand sanitizer.
We've got some fun friends. Hey, so Dak Prescott.
Prescott, because you got breasts on the mind.
Prescott.
Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott. He broke the shit out of his ankle.
Ugh, You
Right.
watched it. I wouldn't watch
Yeah,
it.
you wouldn't. But being in Texas, it's a huge deal here if you're like a Texas fan, right? And like
Stupid.
we've got good friends. It's funny as shit. Mike, she's still laughing about you, dude.
I'm out again.
But it was sad as
Steve
shit.
Escobedo is watching. Hi, Steve.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
It was sad as shit because you're like that dude's career for
Okay,
this year.
so let's just talk some facts here. So he did not sign his contract.
Negative.
So what happens?
He doesn't have a big ass contract.
So, I mean, it's not like he's hurting for money.
He's not the $300 million man. Sorry, I got a dog here. He's not the $300 million man he thought he was.
So
if he had signed a $200 million contract and
Right.
broke his fucking
he'd
leg
still
off,
get paid.
he would get paid.
Well, for this year, because his contract
get
would be
paid for his contract.
But what if he can come back now? How long is his
He can
contract
come back,
for?
but
how
who's to
long is his
say-
contract for?
How
How long
guys
are they
show me?
typically for?
It depends. It all depends. So he had maybe a 1 or 2 year contract right now, but it would.
So if he had a $300 million
might have been-
contract and it was a 2-year contract,
and he was permanently disabled,
okay, he would
like
still
his
get off $300,000.
ankle
But
was
if not,
broken the
if he
fuck
could
off.
play again next season,
or even if he could play,
he
and
could
they
get
traded
$150
him,
million and then have to come back.
somebody would have had to pick him back up.
okay.
for the
so
same
he still has
contract.
to be. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Right.
Okay.
So that's where the contracting comes in. He was like, I'm a $400 or $300 million dude. So that's where it kind of comes into the
You're
conversation
taking such a gamble.
of is it worth it? Okay, is too much money, if you're holding out for so
much money.
what is too much?
Right.
Right.
I mean, because who's really going to scoff at $200 million?
$200 million.
$200 million.
$100 million.
I'm going to just go with $5 million.
$100 million
I'm just saying.
was like, there was a lot of those contracts back maybe 10 years ago.
Okay.
$100 million, right?
Right.
That is literally generational money. That
No, absolutely.
changes
There-
as long as you're not a
decades of
dickbag
kids
about it
will not.
and spending all your shit everywhere and buying every single thing under the sun, which I don't think that dude would do.
Not if he's got a good financial advisor and agent. Or
And just
manager.
a head on his shoulders, right? On
Well,
top of
obviously.
that, like you can have the $10 million house and have the Lambos, but put $80 million of that shit,
Live off your interest when it's $200 million.
right? So when you think about those sorts of things, you're like, okay,
Listen.
oh, so sweet.
When you think about those things, I
Right?
interrupted.
And you're like, am I holding out for $100 million, regardless if I'm worth it or not? Because he isn't going to get Patrick Mahomes' $500 million contract.
So here's my part, and you and I have had several conversations. I just think it's ridiculous that people get paid that much.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason why
But it's
fans
what
can't
the
afford
industry is,
tickets.
but it's what the industry, it's what people are willing to pay. But what will happen because of this coronavirus bullshit,
Yeah.
and I think this is going to happen across a lot of industries.
Are you being Science Greg right now?
No, I just think it's going to happen. And I'm not the only one that's talked about this. is because you can't have live crowds. You can't have a live.
No large,
people aren't
large
going
audiences.
To movies and people aren't. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's public figures.
Right.
It's going to drive down what they're able to charge. Right. Their rate, so to speak. So if I'm a pro football player or a pro baseball player, you know, if I was Bryce Harper and I got my $100 million contract to play baseball.
Me too, Logan.
Well, you know, if nobody's going to the stands or the stadiums can't be filled.
Right.
And the people are not paying attention to basketball for whatever reasons and stuff, the interest just isn't there anymore.
Well, that drives the prices, which drives the salaries, which drives
advertising and all the other shit. If I'm not watching baseball or I'm not watching basketball.
Well, and there's a lot of sports. Like, I hate baseball on TV. I love baseball games.
In the game, or it being in a stadium.
I will watch football on TV.
And you actually pay attention when we're there.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'll watch football on TV, minimal, but I will pay the hell.
And generally that's only like when the World Series is on. And if it's a World Series.
The Cowboys, I sometimes will watch some of them. But I will watch some of it. But when we had Cardinals tickets, I loved going to those football games. And I may have been drunk a lot of the time, but I watched the shit out of those games and cheered and screamed to the point where I was hoarse the next day. And that was fun. And so I think you lose people when it's all just TV because you have people that need the...
They want the interaction.
Yes.
But there are some people that just
some people don't care.
They want to go to a game, and sometimes it's like, I remember being in Boston.
So they want to go to a game, but can they afford to go to a game?
That's what I was going to say. It's like, I remember living in Boston, or not in Boston, but in New Hampshire, and I never was able to go to a game because the price was too high. But I've got friends that will bring their family and go to one Boston game, like a Red Sox game. And it'll be $1,000 for
one fucking game?
Husband, wife, 2 kids.
Nope.
For a game.
Nope.
Because it's just that much to get tickets.
Mike
Concho said, he said pro teams have insurance for injuries on contracts. That makes absolute sense, right? Just like...
No, it's like reinsurance.
Yeah,
if I'm going to pay you, but I'm going to be out money... I'm going to have this contract, to
makes absolute sense, dude. Yeah, 100%.
But, like, I don't know. Do you know what I could do with $1,000? Do you know the purse?
$1 million?
No, when you said it was $1,000 for them to go to that game.
But it's the experience,
It is, and it's family memories, and if you have kids, that's what you want to build. If you looked at me and said, Beth, for you and I to go to a game, it's $1,000, I was like, just give me my $500.
No, we got a season. We split a season full of tickets to go to the Cardinals.
I mean, and it's not cheap to go to these games outside of just the price of the tickets.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's so
we split a season ticket, and I think it was like
$950,
something like that. But then to go to the game and to
get
tailgate,
beers or do whatever.
Did you say the Bears?
Beers.
I know, but it sounded like you said the Bears. No. So you pay for your tailgate stuff. Mm-hmm. You eat, you pick out. You're not thirsty or hungry, but you go into that damn stadium and you're thirsty and hungry all over again.
That was 10 years ago almost.
Yeah.
Right?
Nah.
Yeah, because we moved to Colorado in 10, so it was 9, 8,
and
9.
We did a couple games, but we didn't do season tickets when we moved back. Because literally it wasted our week because we were so hungover on Monday and everything was downhill from there. But that was then, so I'm assuming it's more expensive now to get beers and food.
Yeah, especially, I mean, it's just...
And you want those damn cups.
Yeah, I've still got a shit ton. We went to a Spurs game, and I think we got tickets for pretty cheap.
We got tickets for free.
Oh, we got tickets for free. And we still spent $150. $200 maybe?
On beer.
Yeah. Like 6 beers. 3 each.
I think we did get some food. Maybe. I think we got some finger foods before we went to...
What's the Artemis? So you said the Artemis Accords. What are those?
So this is
kind of an interesting...
It is interesting because it kind of goes with the whole... what's the branch of the military? What's the branch of the military?
Space Force.
Space Force. Thank you.
Space Force.
I just drawn a blank. Because we just talked about Space Force the other day, you and I eating dinner. And I thought it was kind of funny. So it's the Artemis Accord, which I literally go to Sci-Fi Channel. Excuse me, when I heard this on the news, I was like, oh, dude, shit's happening.
Fucking, we're going to be on the moon soon again. We're going to be putting people on that thing.
It's the Artemis Accord. It's United for Peaceful Exploration of Deep Space is what it says. So, yes, I think it's deep space, but they're focusing right now on the moon. This is where I wish I had a laptop up here sometimes. So it's
get you
taking
one.
a step
We got
forward today
20 of
with the signing. So it's 6 nations,
Okay.
including the U.S., that have signed an accord with NASA, established a practical set of principles to guide space exploration cooperation among the nations participating
What are you saying?
in the Aegean's 21st. Fucking people are participating, is what I'm saying.
All right. So which countries are going to be doing this?
Australia, Canada, Italy, Japan, Luxembourg, United Arab Emirates, thank you. United
Emiratus.
Kingdom. Fuck you.
That's awesome.
United Kingdom and United States of America.
Okay.
So
what's
it's going to be
the deep space exploration? Are we going to try and do like a we have the space station?
So it says, NASA is leading the Artemis program, which includes sending the first woman and next man to the surface of the moon in 2024.
Okay.
International partnerships will play a key role in achieving sustainable and robust.
That's like right around the corner, actually.
Yes.
Think about that shit. That's
kind
awesome.
of, but not really.
It's like 3 years, dude.
That's a long
How
time.
fast is the last fucking 4 years gone? Think about it.
I don't like to, because then I feel old. Sustainable and robust presence on the moon later this decade while preparing to conduct a historic human mission to Mars. So they're starting. It's going to be space exploration. Basically,
awesome.
It's Star Trek.
But it's through NASA and not SpaceX. Or I wonder if it's in coordination. It's got to be in coordination.
This is NASA. This just says
because
between NASA and several partner countries.
NASA's using SpaceX to launch all of their shit at this point. I'm
sure if we read through the whole article, I can send it to you.
Kind of coming forward, like
the principles of the Artemis Accord are peaceful exploration, transparency, interoperability, emergency assistance, registration of space objects, release of scientific data,
aliens. That's what that means.
Persevering heritage, space resources.
What's the heritage one?
It just says persevering heritage. Artemis Accord signature commits to preserving our outer space heritage.
The fuck does that mean?
They're gonna respect it. Space resources, deconfliction of activities and orbital debris.
Aliens.
I think orbital debris. Excuse me. Orbital debris is smart though, because I feel like there's so much crap up there.
There's a lot of space junk.
Oh man! So they commit to planning for the safe disposal of debris.
All right,
or debris.
Are they going to put like some big ass nets out there and just start
They're going to do like the
shit?
people do with the space in the
Superman
ocean
out there just to fucking.
We're going to have those bracelets to clean space, like they do to have the bracelets to clean the oceans.
We should probably start here with that first. Chances are we're going to need out there before we can clear this shit up.
Well,
cheers.
I agree,
guys.
But it's
cheers.
Kind of cool. Cheers.
Thanks so much.
It's kind of cool.
We're tuning in to the Bars Open with Beth and Greg.
It's kind of cool that for a chick who's a total sci-fi nerd, loves all this shit
even
with
the
like
B-ones.
The Star Trek and the whole exploration of space. I mean, that is like coming to fruition now.
It's fucking rad. And maybe we'll actually see some of this stuff within our lifetime. And it's not like my mom was like, I remember she used to tell me when I was a little kid, it's like, it's going to be the Jetsons and we're going to be fucking flying.
I mean, there are some things that we have the like the vacuums that can run themselves and the things
there are
that
some
can
of those.
turn themselves
I still
on.
want like the
flying cars and.
No, I want the from The Fifth Element where she puts the little pill on the plate.
And she comes out with a whole fucking chicken.
Or chicken, whatever it is.
Dude, when it's 8 o'clock at night and I'm waiting for you to get home from jiu-jitsu and I'm trying to figure out what we're going to eat, I would kill for that.
Yeah, exactly. And just be like, boop.
And we kind of are close.
That's the Jetson shit right
We kind of are close if you think about like all the sides that you can warm up in the microwave that are real food. Mashed potatoes.
I don't know if they're real.
Rice, broccoli, cheddar.
I still eat the shit out of it. Whatever.
I don't even
care. A few entertainment things that are coming up. So it's pretty cool.
I don't know about any of these. As I was reading through it, I was like, huh.
Yeah. Pretty cool. I don't know if there's any Dexter fans out there, but I
should probably watch. So, okay. But it's just one season they're coming back.
So they're going to do 10 episodes. I think it's 10 episodes. They just announced it. The original actors and everybody, or the original actor that played Dexter is going to come back.
Are they getting everybody
I don't know
back?
if his sister's going to come back. It doesn't say.
Sometimes people get too big for their britches and don't want to come back if it's not enough money.
They're going to do 10 episodes, and should be releasing in late 2021.
So here's what's crazy about this.
Yeah.
So I'm listening the other day, and I'm trying to remember if it was like what news.
I think that ended in like
it's been a while.
6 or 7.
No, has it been that long?
Yeah.
IMDb it.
I got this fancy thing in my hand. You were gonna say? I'm sorry.
But they were talking about like how off the whole entertainment, like especially the film and TV industry is. It's like how fucked they are with this whole coronavirus stuff. And they were saying like everything, if things were
6 to 13, it was on.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that long, but anything that's like everything is pushed out a year or 2 years.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how do they know they're going to come out next season? Like, were they already filming this shit before?
So if it's 10 episodes, they've got a tight schedule that they can do.
But they still can't. I heard somewhere, this is the bullshit that I heard, that on soap operas, was it on one of your shows that they heard them?
I don't watch
No,
soap operas.
one of your podcasts that they were talking about people are making out with mannequins. So if there's like a love scene, I heard that if there's a love
subbing
scene,
out somebody?
you can see people kind of looking at each other, and then they're subbing out him or her and putting in a mannequin that looks like him, and this person is making out with a mannequin. Now, I don't watch soap operas, so cannot confirm nor deny that, because I feel
it's a soap opera,
because I
makes
feel
fucking sense.
like you would be able to say, okay, that's plastic skin to real skin,
but what you can do is you can
maybe
editing,
like from the shot from the bed.
It's
or
all
something.
about the shots, right? But if you think about how many people that and soap opera,
well, because so many of them are off the air,
90,
and a lot of them are coming
200
back now, and people are
just for
excited.
one fucking do it. Do whatever.
Could you imagine being an actor and making out with a mannequin?
I mean, it's kind of like remember back when you were a little kid and you'd like put your mouth.
I never did that.
No?
Did you do that?
Yeah, just like goofing around.
Maybe don't.
Whatever it is what it is. But nonetheless,
I still wouldn't make out with a plastic mannequin.
If you're gonna get paid $100,000 a year,
if I have a contract, you're paying me anyways.
Not if there's some sort of shit going on and you can't. Maybe it's.
I can tell you right now that nobody's contract Nobody's contract had a clause for opting the company out of paying them during a pandemic. They will probably going forward.
Ellen's did
for a pandemic.
They didn't pay anybody. It was based on work. That's why there's all this hubbub.
So maybe they have a work clause in there, but not
there's
a pandemic
probably
clause.
Something. If you can't come to work, you can't work.
I wonder how
You just don't know.
So many
confidence because it's all about like production schedules and everything.
I know,
else.
but there has to be something in there. Like if you just don't show up and not because set was closed down. That's a
different thing. Like
so Ellen's may have said if you can't come to set, and some people may have said I'm not coming to set, so they're like we're not paying you.
Yeah, you can go Google all that shit and watch that on your own.
Anyway, it makes me like when I saw 2021, I was like that's interesting because it seems to be a brand new show that is not going to suffer because of this pandemic.
SEAL Team's back, and David
your
Boreanaz.
show? Yeah,
David Boreanaz was on his Instagram or Facebook or something like that, and he was talking about like the kind of the protocols like in between
shots.
They call it their red zone where there's a lot of people, and he's like as soon as we practice the scene, we do the scene, we have the mask on. As soon as they call,
which is hilarious because if it's airborne, it doesn't matter what you fucking do.
Take it off. They give themselves a second for their cheeks to not have the lines or anything.
Which means they have them off for about half an hour. Then
no, I don't know.
Depends on how long they've had them on. If they've had it on for a couple hours,
they
then
roll, and then as soon as they're done, they cut. They put it right back on. And he was talking about it.
Has anyone gotten sick? It'd be interesting to see if anybody's gotten sick because even with your masks.
Damn it! I did it.
He apparently has never owned dog before.
It's all
okay, guys. It's all good.
We'll stop here in a minute.
Nick.
But those are our dogs. Whoops.
It's like you're a newbie and you've never owned dogs before.
But it was kind of cool. It was like,
Nick!
Don't scream into the mic. Stop. Sorry. But it was interesting. It's like he came out and actually talked about that, right? So kind of a cool thing.
And how many people did he say? Like how many people they have on at a time?
It's their whole crew.
I guess whoever needs to be in the scene, but then it's also the cameraman and
right.
So they're going to come back in 2021. This one made me laugh because he's in something else.
What? Nick Cage. Yeah, Nick Cage is back. I posted it out to the Bar Is Open,
which is funny because I was watching Gone in 60
site.
Seconds, and he was attractive in that movie because he had sideburns.
He's got sideburns again.
He does.
Yeah.
Does he look normal?
He looks like Nick Cage. From what was the one where
Peggy Sue or no, I'm kidding.
No, from the one where he looks like an older version of the one Con Air.
He's got a mullet.
He's got long. No, it's not mullet, but it's just long hair.
Is it short in the front and long in the back?
No,
Because that's
no,
mullet.
it's not a mullet.
Okay.
No, it's definitely not a mullet. It's just, I think it's kind of pulled back. It's kind of hard to see. But go out and look at it. The movie's called Jiu-Jitsu.
So he's also signed up to be the Tiger King, right?
Yeah. He's going to be the Tiger King.
Hopefully, I bet you he's not going to have sideburns for that one.
I don't know what the fuck he's going to have. He's going to be back to a
wearing
mullet.
And I'm trying to remember who they said was going to play, what's her name?
Who? What?
Cat Lady.
Cat Lady? She's fucked. She's going back to jail. They've
Back
opened
to
up
jail?
She's going to end up in jail.
Why?
They opened up like an investigation into her shit and all this stuff. Yeah.
See, she was happy about being Dancing with the Stars, and now she's called too much attention to herself. That's going to come back to bite her in the ass.
And then we talked about
But
this last week.
how can you find anything if she fed them to fucking tiger? If she fed him to a fucking tiger, there is going to be no evidence.
I don't know. Clothes.
Because the only evidence that came out was out of their ass,
Stupid
and it's
criminals
gone.
are stupid. But hey, Ghost Adventures going out there. We talked about this last week.
Got to see that one. Okay, so he's in jiu-jitsu. What is jiu-jitsu
The movie
about?
is called Jiu-Jitsu. So
Did you look at
there is I put the trailer out on the site, and I posted it to mine as well. There is a intergalactic, every 6 years, a ninja.
So it's basically
alien fucker.
What's that old show?
Mortal Kombat.
Yes, Mortal
A
Kombat.
dude comes through a portal and he needs to fight, and if you fight valiantly and you die fighting valiantly, then it's okay and it'll save everybody on the planet.
Oh, but if you die because you're an asshole, your planet dies?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a veteran who he's training to be the fighter.
So he's the coach. He's not the fighter. Who's the fighter? Do you remember?
Dude, I don't know.
You got to think. You got
It's
the
all right.
strange thing in your hand that can.
I don't
tell
know
you.
who the hell it is.
All right. And it's going to be on what? Is it a movie? Is it on Netflix? Is it on Amazon?
It's
Is it
going
on
to come straight
Hulu?
to VHS. You have to find a fucking
Most of the
VHS.
But do you know what the.
No, I don't know. Just go find it. Go watch it. Whatever.
Where did you find it?
It popped up on
get
Nick Polishano
Okay,
posted
I was
it.
gonna be like, you get weird shit if
Yeah,
that
Nick
popped up on
Polishano
your
posted
feed.
it, so it's kind of fun.
So that's funny.
And then lastly,
We tend to listen to that. We
so
listen
this
together.
because Halloween's coming up, and we do a lot of road trips, and we like to listen to podcasts when we get tired of the radio. It's
Right.
repeated 90 times,
Right.
And we will listen to Scared to Death podcast, and it's
good.
especially for this time of year. It is an amazing podcast. It's usually like an hour and 20 minutes long, and they tell two
And they're
or
great.
three
They're good storytellers.
ghost stories, and then they do like listener submitted
Stories. Some of these people have some fucked up real
One
life
of them
stories.
that I remember is
In
from
New
back
Hampshire?
when I lived in New Hampshire. Was
And sorry, I say
scarier
New
than
Hampshire
all
all the
the
time.
stories they told, because it was like
It's
this
seriously
doppelganger
like
kind of
you told me
situation.
you'd already listened to it and you were like, "This is so good. We need to listen to this one all the way through again." And we were on the way home from
Colorado, maybe or
South Padre,
Okay,
and we listened to it, and it was daylight, and I had the
was
heebie-jeebies for
creepy
like
as shit.
an hour.
so go out and
afterwards.
check it out. You can find them on.
And I also like because they do show pictures.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You can
Of
go to
whatever
their
they
Facebook
have,
or Instagram or whatever. it
because
is.
you can watch them on YouTube and it's live, and they'll pop up the pictures. But if you don't watch them live on Instagram, they'll put the pictures or the videos or whatever
Yeah,
they show.
yeah.
So you can literally go and find it on Instagram. And so that's what I do when we're driving. And I'm always like trying to make you watch while you're driving. I'm like, no, check this out. And you're like, no, I can't, babe. I'm driving. I'm like, no, but you have to pull over and check this out.
So it's really good. So if you want something Halloween kind of timing, go check out the Scared to Death podcast. It's just really good. It's not just you can find it on YouTube
Right,
and stuff
right.
like that too. So today in history, little history lesson
Wait,
for
you
you.
forgot all the feel goods, bitch.
Oh shit, I forgot.
God, you
I looked down the list.
Sometimes how you jump stuff is beyond me sometimes because I'm like, where did your eyes go?
Beth, what's yours?
My feel good is the cutest little terrier dog who is probably 30 pounds chasing off a 300-pound black bear out of his yard.
Nice.
So cute. This bear was terrified of this little dog.
Mighty Mouse.
Like to the point, and I'll post it because it's really funny.
The bear was terrified of the
bear
dog.
was terrified of the dog.
This is
Like
just
to
a
the point
yippy
where
little-
he like tripped and skidded on his ass as he was leaving the people's backyard. Yeah,
It's awesome.
it's cute. I mean, if that's not dedication to your family, I don't know what is.
That's like Mick. We have a little black dog.
It
He's
was
like
a dog
40
smaller
pounds.
than Mick. So I'm
I
probably
know, a
saying
little
this
bit bigger.
dog, it was a terrier, like a wired-haired terrier
Yeah.
of some sort. So he's probably 30 pounds max.
Max, yeah.
Mick's is 45
It's
pounds,
just
and
like
he thinks
ownership
is
of
like
his
the
yard
biggest
also
dog
protected.
ever. Yeah.
So real quick, Skylar said last night, he posted something real quick, and he said his dogs were going crazy, and he's like, oh, boy, it's that day finally. Grabbed his pistol, thinking somebody was knocking on his door.
Somebody's knocking on his door?
Middle of the night, right? And so he opens it up, looks out, and there's a bear on his steps. And he
Shut the
slammed
fuck
the door.
up.
He's like, nope. Nope, not tonight.
Yep, you win, sir. Oh, no, but it makes me laugh because we talk about these dogs. I smelled a skunk this morning. Somebody got sprayed. Somebody had a bomber happen.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I looked at them and I was like, yep, we're going back inside. I don't know where this damn skunk
bad?
is. It was that. No, I didn't know where the skunk was.
Oh, okay.
The smell was that bad that it
Could
was
have been
close.
we have a wash behind
It
our
could have
house,
been,
so
but I was
maybe.
not willing to take any chances now that Bomber finally
or it could
does
have been
not
on the property.
stink.
I don't know.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but
It's interesting. I feel good. Hey, dude,
Skylar,
cruise
good for
photos
you,
from
bud.
last year. Speaking of Skylar, cruise photos are coming back up, and it kind of is just reminiscence. We took a really amazing trip
Good cruise.
last year. We
little over a year ago.
Met a lot of really great people. A lot of the people that are showing up in the boards nowadays, Sheena and everybody else.
Yeah.
It's just kind of cool. We're going to meet up with a couple at the end of the month for their wedding that they invited us to, and
Pete, we're going to Fredericksburg here soon to go get some wines.
So, you know what? If you get a chance and you join a group or whatever, Drinking Bros or even the bars open.
Any type of
whatever,
social group.
Yeah, just join
Participate.
in. Participate.
It's fun.
Go
You meet
out
good
and
people.
do something and be part of it. I think that's really kind of the cool part about it.
So what's your feel good now today in history?
Today in history,
which
real
kind of goes
quick,
back to the Artemis.
The Artemis, so the space stuff. So in 2012, Felix Baumgartner.
Can you imagine having that last name?
Dude,
Kinda
that's
like Lamontagne.
the perfect name for what he did.
Okay.
He jumped from the stratosphere.
Up in that big balloon,
It's
right?
part of the Red Bull Stratos project.
Wasn't he in a balloon?
It was a balloon that went up
Right.
to 120,000 feet.
Right.
I posted the video out on the Bars Open site again. 23 miles above the Earth.
Which is really funny because that's so high, but it doesn't really sound that high because people run 26 miles for a marathon. I know. But still, when you think about running 26 miles, it seems so much harder and further than 23 miles up that you jump out of.
I don't know.
That's just my take on it.
But so this is kind of the conversion. Like we all know Everest will just fucking kill you.
Right.
Right. This is 4 times higher than that.
How far is it? Wait,
It's 23 miles up is how high he jumped.
Everest is
5.5 miles.
And people die left and right on
People die
Everest.
left and right. He hit approximately 720 miles
Can
an
you
hour.
imagine being like a human cannonball?
That's what he was. So it's just like it's an amazing feat. Tonight was kind of
Mach 1.1.
sciencey, but dude, that's just kind of cheers to that guy.
Yeah.
That was 8 years ago. On top of that, which is weird.
Can't
So I
believe
remember
anybody's
seeing
done
it.
anything like. Well, yeah. Well,
He
that's
beat
what I can
the
do.
previous world record by I think the previous was 100.
Oh, okay. So we forgot. Let me remind people
Oh, yeah.
2 things. Get your flu shot.
Yep.
I got
Whatever.
mine yesterday.
You're into that kind of thing.
It's free. Greg is going to get his, whether he wants to or not,
What am I
tomorrow,
supposed to say
Friday.
into this thing?
You're supposed to say zero. Siri, what's 0 divided by 0?
Siri, what is 0 divided by 0?
Imagine that you have 0 cookies and you split them evenly among 0 friends. How many cookies does each person get? See, it doesn't make sense. And Cookie Monster is sad that there are no cookies. And your friends are sad because they don't exist. Oh, wow. This escalated quickly.
So
Basically, told
go
you
play
had
that
no
for
friends.
your friends. Anyway, I hope you guys have
Yeah,
a great night.
Absolutely.
Cheers. Thank you, Ian. Come get a beer. Don't come because you're out of town.
He's out of town.
Drinking.
Your bestie's gone right now.
Drinking some. What's he drinking? Gin.
And eating some
Juice.
pool boys.
Some po' boys. Everywhere. Anyway.
Etouffee.
Cheers, Evan Haley. Thank you to the military, first responders, frontline folks. Without all of you guys, we can't do this shit day in and day out.
Thanks for joining us tonight,
Thank you guys for
we
joining
love you.
us. Have
Happy
a
Wednesday.
great night.
Enjoy the rest of your week.
Take
Cheers.
it easy.